And we are officially live. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Busy Moms Fitness, Nutrition, Mindset, and Accountability community. This community is for busy moms and women who are ready to take back their life, feel more confident, be stronger, have more energy, all while learning simple habits and changes that are going to allow you to reach your goals without having to give up the wine and cheese, the beer and pizza, or whatever. Maybe that there's an activity that you really want to continue doing. This group is going to help you in all these areas. So we've had a lot of new people jump into the group since last month. Every single month, we go live on the first Thursday of each month at noon Eastern Standard Time, where I do a live free training. This used to be where you guys could jump in with the Zoom room. I do that sporadically, but instead I just go live on Facebook so that you guys can watch whenever, wherever you want. If you are watching right now on Facebook, make sure to drop hashtag live in the comments below. Let me know you are here and watching. A lot of you do watch the replay, and it may be on YouTube or it may be here on Facebook. Wherever you're at, there is a comment section. So drop hashtag replay in the comments below. Let me know that you are watching the replay and follow along and let us know some of your mini mindful tricks as I share mine today. Also, introduce yourself. Let us know who you are, where you're from, and why you're taking time out of your day to listen to me talk about this. Like, what brought you to today's training? Before we get into all of the real fun stuff and the reason you are here, I always like to give some updates, and I like to do these at the forefront of our training so that if you do have to jump off early or you feel like you got what you need early, you don't miss any of the updates. So update number one, I talked about it last month and I was planning it and I was building it, but it is official. Our 90-day summer strength program is officially starting June 1st and will run through the end of August. It is completely built and we already have a few people enrolled in it, which is awesome. So, and they've already started to get accountability now. So although it's only May 2nd, few of them signed up on May 1st, you get a full month of accountability before the program even starts. So the sooner you sign up, the little bit more accountability you're going to get for that price point. In this program, just so you know, so you have a little bit of an idea, I'm not going to go through all the details. I will give you more if you would like more. Just drop strength in the comments below and I'll reach out. I'll either send you an email or a Facebook message. But in this program, you're going to have 3 strength workouts a week that are going to be no more than 30 minutes. One of them is going to be upper body and core. Another one's going to be lower body and core. And that third one is going to be a full body strength. So you'll have 3 primary strength movements that you can do all from the comfort of your home. You will also have 2 days of 30 minutes of intentional movement. You'll have 1 rest day, and then you'll have 1 day of intentional stretching. And it won't be like an hour of stretching. It'll be like 15 minutes of stretching is what I've planned it for. The goal of this is so that for those full 90 days, you have a really nice routine that you can follow, that by the end you feel confident and you can keep doing it rather than, oh, I don't really know what the next step is. You're gonna have the full plan from the start and you'll be able to walk away feeling confident. The other portion that we're going to be focusing on is daily hydration and nutrition actions and goals. And what that looks like is we can do all the strength in the world, we can do all the cardio in the world, but we also have to make sure that we're hydrating and we're fueling our body correctly for what the day has ahead of us. So we're going to be pairing both of these in there together, but I am filming these strength workouts specifically for this program. They've been super fun to do so far. So they're built, the whole thing's built. I'm just now doing the filming aspect. So a lot of fun. If you want to get in on that, there are only a few spots left. I'm doing a very small group this summer just to make sure that everybody gets one-on-one attention. If you sign up today, you get all this time of normal accountability before the program even starts. And I'll talk to you about what that means if you end up signing up. So if you want more details, drop strength, or if you're ready to sign up, drop ready or strength in the comments and we'll talk, because I do want to have a conversation before we jump into anything. Second update is because we only do 1 free training a month now in this group, we do a paid training or a paid workshop later in the month. This month's paid workshop is going to be May 23rd from 1 to 2:30 p.m. Eastern. This month, because May is the month of mental fitness or mindset or mindfulness, anything around that area, we're going to be doing a Mindfulness Matters online workshop. And what we're going to do is I'm going to give you a bigger list of tricks and tips than what I'm giving you today. We're also going to create an action plan and how to implement those tricks and tips that work for you in your life and create your own library in actions. Because I can give you all the list, but it's one thing to learn, it's another to actually implement and know where to have these at so that you can grab them and pull them and actually put them to use rather than just knowing about them, because that is what we're all about. I can teach, I can teach, I can teach, you can learn, you can learn. But if we're not actually taking action and we're not actually implementing, we don't actually move forward. So if you want to join in on that, it's same as every other workshop, $50. Feel free to drop mindful in the comments below. I will also be dropping a link to sign up. So if you want to be part of our Mindfulness Matters online workshop this month, drop mindful in the comments and I will send you a link to sign up so you can kind of get support in that area this month. So, as we are here, I'm going to refresh Facebook real quick just to make sure that we are doing all the things we're supposed to be doing, because it's not always the case. And then what we're going to do is we're going to move into today's training. And for today's training, this whole group, as you know, is about fitness, nutrition, mindset, and accountability. And this month's topic, as I just said, is mental fitness, mindset, mindfulness, whatever term you like to use. I like mental fitness. I also like mindset, so I kind of use them interchangeably. They're all the same in reality. Hey Sheila, I see you on. Good to see you popping in and letting me know that the Zoom is working correctly. Thank you. Okay, so I can give you all the tools you need to be successful, and I can hold you accountable to just about anything we work on, whether it's your workouts, your water, like I can hold you accountable to all that. But the one thing that gets in the way, no matter what type of client I work with, and no matter who you are, is our mind, because our mind is so powerful. We have excuses, we have justifications, we have overwhelm, we have stress, and all of it can get in the way of us actually moving forward. And there is a ton going on in the world around us, whether it's work, kids, normal life, just the to-do list, whatever it is, it's just busy. So some of the tips that I'm going to be sharing today are going to be very simple and quick, and you do them in 5 minutes or less. That's one of the reasons I love the 5 that I chose today. But later in the month, when we do the workshop, we're going to dive deep into these areas, and I'm going to give you more of them that maybe are a little bit longer and time intensive, but have greater effects. The tips I'm going to share today are going to be specifically for short-term clearing of the mind, getting back to a spot of feeling like, okay, I'm back in control, I'm feeling good, and we can move forward. My mind is calm. Okay, I'm good. You may have to use these tools a few times in a day. You may have to use all of these, or maybe you just have one of these that you're like, nope, that's my go-to, and I'm using it because it works every single time. So, as I mentioned, I've singled out 5 tricks for 3 reasons. Number 1, they can all be done in 5 minutes or less. So they don't need any more time. They can fit anywhere in your day. Number 2, each of them are different, which means that no matter where you are, what you're doing, at least one of these 5 is going to be appropriate for the situation. I have used these in a multitude of different ways, and having these as my top 5 has been really nice because I know I can pull from it. And number 3 is you don't need anyone else to make it happen. One of the things is we sometimes rely on friends or family to call to help us through something. Well, we're also kind of depending on them. So we want to make sure that we've got mindful tools and tricks in our pocket that we can use where we are only dependent on ourselves in case that other person isn't around. So those are the top 3 reasons I've chosen these. So no matter what our minds are doing, whether we are talking to somebody, whether we're somewhere else or we're mid-work or we're with the kids, whatever the situation is, we have a ton of things that are running through our mind. We're thinking about all the things that have to be done, all the things that are going on right now, all the things that just got done, that to-do list, this and that, whatever it looks like. So by implementing even just one of these tips, you are going to start to feel better physically, emotionally, and mentally, because when our mind feels better, we emotionally feel better, and then our bodies tend to feel better because we want to go and move them. Some people use exercise as a form to bring clarity to their mind. It's kind of like a pendulum for me. It depends on the time of the year, what situation I'm in, as to how am I going to deal with these. So We're going to start at the top. Number one of my favorite ones, and I actually just did it yesterday because when you kind of just get into some deep work or you're working through something, for me, I was doing a lot of computer work yesterday and I was just kind of feeling like, I feel like I should be able to move through this faster. I should not be getting this frustrated with it. Is music is magical. The benefit of music and dance can make you feel better because when we listen to music and we dance around, it actually, the brain then releases hormones that are going to improve our mood. So, one of my favorite things that I've done is I've created a playlist on Apple. You can create it on whatever music platform you listen to. I have a playlist that I go to when I need this little upbeat. It's songs that are fun to jump around and sing really loud to. Um, some of them are older songs, some of them are newer songs, but I will put in my headphones and I will take one or two songs, and that right there will just clear my mind, get me back to a place of like, okay, it's really not that big of a deal, move on, and we're here. So, music is one of the biggest things, and I find it's the easiest because you can put in those headphones, and even if you're not dancing or you're not singing out loud, you can lip it, you can kind of like bop from side to side. You can do that anywhere. Maybe it's in the car. We've all seen the people, we've probably all been the people that are in the car driving and they're singing their lungs out. Yes, that would be me. My radio's loud, I'm singing loud, all the things. Number two, box breathing. So the benefit of box breathing is stress reduction, improved mood, better focus, lowered heart rate and blood pressure, enhanced relaxation and sleep quality. So for this one, I tend to use this one when I've had a lot of meetings back to back, or I'm at the end of my day and my brain just won't stop running. And this is where the box breathing is really nice because all it is we're going to close our mouth. You're going to inhale through your nose for a count of four, hold for four, exhale for four, and repeat four times. So that is box breathing. And right there, one of my favorite things to do when I do it is I will lay on the ground and I'll put one hand on my belly and I'll put the other one on my heart. And that just helps me. I like to feel the breath. So it's not something you have to do. You can do it standing, sitting, in the car, laying down. I prefer to do it laying down. I find I relax more that way. But box breathing is really nice. Like I said, it's going to take less than 5 minutes. It's also going to get you really in tune with, is it easy for you to breathe through your nose or is it kind of challenging? Because it's really important that we can breathe through our nose, that we can fill our belly with air and we can hold it and then we can go through that. So maybe this is a challenge in itself, but noticing and practicing it, you're going to get better at it and it's going to get easier. So that's number two. Number three, ground yourself. So grounding is also known as earthing, and depending on who you listen to or who you surround yourself with, you may have heard this term. And it's a practice of making direct skin contact with the earth's surface to balance the body's electrical charge. Some say that grounding can have many benefits that include pain relief, stress relief, reduced inflammation, improved sleep, increased energy, improved circulation, reduced anxiety and depression, stronger immune system, improved mood, and much more. Personally, I like it because I love being barefoot. So how I do my grounding, if I when I do it is, for instance, on sunny days like this, I don't do it in the winter. I don't go outside barefoot in the winter, but I will in the summer. I spend the mornings out there. I start my days outside because it feels good to be in that sunshine, be in that fresh air. It gets me away from the screens. It gets me away from technology. So going outside and being in the grass and the fresh air and the bare feet, for that right there, that just it relaxes my mind. It takes my brain and all of the headaches that I'll get way back here on the back from looking at a screen all day long, things like that. It takes those away, even for just that brief moment. But then I come back in and I'm clear headed, and that vitamin D, the sunlight, the fresh air, I have more energy, and I already have more energy. So those are things that like I do and I get from it. Everybody's a little bit different. I know people that go and they start the first 30 minutes of their day with it. I usually just do a couple minutes because that's how I like to fit it in. I like it in little bursts. You can choose to do it as much or as little as you'd like. But some ways that other people practice this are barefoot on the grass, dirt, or sand, standing barefoot on humid dirt or sand, pressing bare hands into the grass, sitting on a chair or bench with your feet on the ground. So maybe you just want to go sit outside. That's also, you don't have to stand, you don't have to walk. You can lay on the ground. You can go swimming, things like that also, because you're in the body of water. Swimming in the natural body of water, not necessarily in a pool. You want to do it out in like that natural body of water, or gardening is another really good one. Sometimes when I just need a break, I'll go out. We've got a little, it's like a weed box. There's just a ton of weeds in it. So it always gives me something to do. I'll put on my gloves, I'll go pick a few weeds, throw them in the grass, and then a couple days later, there's more. So then I'll go through. So that's another really good way to kind of get outside, do some of those things. So those are our top three. We've got two more here. Number four, space. And space can look different depending on what it is. And I like to pair space and that grounding kind of together. So walking away, sit in silence, give yourself space from maybe it's a task you're working on, maybe it's a conversation you're in, maybe it's um, an activity that you are planning, whatever it looks like. If you find yourself kind of just spiraling, stepping away from it and sitting without any other distractions is a really nice way to allow yourself to breathe, feel free, give yourself some peace. And it can be one of the best things to do actually in that moment and in that situation because it's going to give you some clarity. So a lot of times when I find myself, for instance, and I'm sitting here trying to create something and I just feel like I've hit a wall and I can't get through that wall, giving myself space from it and stepping away or working on something else can also be space and not working on that project. That helps me get through that blockage that is right there. So space is number four. Number five, which is our final one, is journaling. I'm not a big journaler. I never really have been, but there is a lot of benefits to actually putting pen to paper and journaling your thoughts, your feelings, all of those things, getting them out of our head. I do highly recommend it if you are someone at night who does not shut their brain off, doing a brain dump. Set a timer for 5 minutes and get everything out of your brain, whether it's the to-do list, whether it's something you're thinking about from earlier in the day, something you have to do for tomorrow. Get all that out of your brain. When that 5 minute timer goes off, be done. Your mind is clear. Pen and paper is going to be the most beneficial, but honestly, I do a lot of it on my phone because that's where I'm at. If I'm sitting somewhere and I need to journal, I don't always have pen and paper, but I always have the notes section on my phone. So I will just do a bunch of typing, and once I start to feel like, okay, I think I got through that. I made sense of my thoughts that were all bouncing around. That right there is a really good way to create some clarity. So the top two benefits of this are going to be stress relief. Journaling can help you release negative thoughts, emotions, tensions, and help you organize your thoughts and broaden your perspective. A lot of times when we're spinning around in our own minds about the way something was said or what's going on or who said something or whatever that is, we end up in our own thoughts about it. Where putting it on paper just helps us get clear. The second thing, and I kind of mentioned it earlier, is your sleep is going to be better. Journaling can promote better sleep by providing an avenue for stress relief and relaxation. That's where that 5 minute brain dump before bed really comes in handy. And if there's another time in your day where you feel like your brain can't stop, set a timer for 5 minutes of a brain dump. Sheila, journaling, space, and breathing. Perfect. I love those. And I love that those are your top three. So those are our five. Music is magical, box breathing, ground yourself, space, and journaling. Those are my top five tips, and you can do those anywhere, anytime, 5 minutes or less. So if you have other tips or tricks that you use, drop them in the comments. I want to hear them. And I would also like to know which one of these are you going to try on first? Because I do believe that it's nice to have multiple different ways in your back pocket. Implementing it's different. So when we do that, I want you to just think about one. Which one of these five is going to be the next thing you try, the next time you need a moment of clarity, next time you feel your mind wandering, the next time you feel like you're overwhelmed and anxious about something? What's that one you're going to try? Drop it in the comments below so I know which one it is. And I'll kind of reach out to you and see how it went. And we're going to dive deeper into this in our mental fitness month, mental fitness mindset month, which we are here in May. And then during that workshop here on May 23rd, we're going to dive into a longer list of library. I'm going to help you create your own go-to library and how to implement it when that situation occurs. Because it's one thing to have the tools, it's another one to know how to use them. And if you're already a client, because I know a lot of you are watching this training, if you're already a client and you're part of our inner circle, this is the workshop that gets streamed inside our group. So don't worry about it. You'll get all those details. But if you are not a client and you're not part of our inner circle, just drop mindful in the comments below and I'll get you the information to sign up for $50 for the workshop. Or if you want to learn how to become a client, let me know about that and drop talk and I'll reach out and we can talk about what working together looks like. So, with that, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will hopefully see a lot of you for our Mindful Matters online workshop on May 23rd. And if not, I'll just kind of be popping in throughout the group this month. If you have any questions or you have different tricks, feel free to share them in the feed inside our group. So, I will see you all back here, same time, same place, the first Thursday of each month next month. I'll see you then.